Live from Shadowmere Studios, it's TalkyBox, boldly going where no one has gone before.
That's true.
Into your face.
You do it boldly.
/ ears.
All up
and eyes.
in your face.
Yeah, right?
A little bit of
just look at these
nostril.
letters. Everything we do is bold.
Bold.
That's
So
true.
you can see it on the video.
We're like every flavor circa 1990 and beyond.
Yeah.
Bold.
Bold.
Yeah. Or extreme.
Extreme.
Without the
Zesty.
E.
Yeah.
That's,
You know
I've
what?
seen it
Just
with the E, but they still emphasize the X out of that.
Have
you know,
like
just-
a
just-
small E, giant X
Yup.
stream?
just change out the CKS's to X's, change out the S's to Z's, and you've got an extreme product,
Yup.
which is going to have bold flavors.
Sure.
Yep.
Just like TalkyBox.
Just like, see?
We've got an X.
Everybody knows that it's supposed to be spelled B-O-C-K-S.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But we didn't do
knowledge.
that.
Nope.
No.
Now I'm wondering if we should have done that.
B-A-C-H-S.
Yeah.
But we didn't do it that way.
TalkyBox.
Bachs.
Anyway, welcome back. First off, I'm Dave. With me is Jason and Justin, who have been in Colorado for the past week.
Colorado. Yep. We sure
Colorado,
have.
USA.
Yep. It is in the continental United States.
Uh-huh. It's in the middle.
As a point of fact. Yep.
It's one of those square states.
Yep. It is very close to the middle.
Yep.
Of the country.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
The continent.
It's got some
no.
Yeah,
mountains.
it's kind of close to the middle of the continent.
It's got some Rocky Mountains.
It
It's
does.
Rocky Mountains.
The
Does have some
Eastern
ro-
Range.
So
of the Rocky
last
Mountains.
week, we mentioned that you guys were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all left the day after the show.
Now, we could have just made that up.
Right.
Yep. This all could be fantasy.
Which would have been terrible because when I asked you what you're doing, y'all like,
Yeah.
So now you get to tell us what you did
Right.
because you've had a week to make it up
Right.
or
right.
actually do it. Either one is fine.
Either script or live.
Yeah.
But, as long as it's something for the audience.
Right.
Right. Of course.
And as long as it's not boring as shit like Winter Fun.
Right. So I was trapped in a blizzard. Okay? And it was crazy, right? Me and some friends, South Dakota. Guy disappeared.
Wait, I thought you were
some
in
snow.
Colorado.
Oh, no. I was talking about Winter Fun.
No, let's
I
not do
wanted
that
to,
again.
I wanted to rehash
No.
that episode.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
It
Now
did
let's-
snow.
It did snow
In Colorado?
unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish.
A little spring snow, a little 24-hour flurry.
Yeah.
A little 4 inches later.
Yeah, a little half a foot.
Oh, wow.
Well,
it went from 4 inches to half a foot. so
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
we didn't script it out exactly.
Now you know it's
Maybe
anywhere
I'll check out
between
your
4 to
story
6
straight
inches of snow.
Well, what he sees is 4 inches, I see is 6 inches. Am I right, ladies? Anyway, it snowed.
Sounds like a burn on you.
No, it wasn't. I was.
Yeah,
Whatever.
self-deprecation.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get it.
That's what he's going to be doing tonight.
Oh, that's gross.
That,
You're not
is,
supposed
that
to
sounds
touch that.
pretty gross.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
So we flew up there, and this was Justin's first flight, which we had mentioned. We mentioned that he'd never flown before.
And I
true.
wanted to go. Let's go ahead and I want to go ahead and start with that.
Handled it like a champ.
Did you?
Oh,
Did-
I was.
The first 30 minutes, he was a little nervous, but I feel like unless you're a pilot, the first 30 minutes or so, like
It's the ascent. It's so nerve-wracking.
Mhm.
Just feeling yourself like literally.
feeling the G's on you. And
Yep, the gravity is on your back. Like
Yeah.
you feel like you're laying down and you are just flying straight up in the air. And I had the window seat, so.
That's good for your first flight. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
You
it
get to
worked.
you get to get that full experience of seeing. Your
And I
next flight,
did.
you need to have the aisle seat so you can get that cart in the knee.
yeah, I got bumped the whole time.
I bet you did.
Uh,
'Cause you got those long legs, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It did not
and so
play well.
you cannot sit in the middle seat. Like that would
Well,
be
he did.
horrible for you.
I did on the way back,
Did you really?
and yeah, I was very tight.
I bet.
Felt very tight.
Did you claim both armrests though?
No,
What?
no.
That's
Both-
your right. As
Justin had the
middle
one,
seat.
and the other lady had the other one. I
No.
had 0 armrest.
That's not how it works.
I was all like squished up. Even had my legs crossed.
Oh,
He
you
did.
You got to claim those. That's
But-
your right. As middle seat, you get both armrests. That's Jim Jeffries did a bit about that. I don't know if you ever.
No.
Well,
So-
he's a bigger man than I am. I mean, I'm kind of skinny.
You're a much taller man. Than
People look at me and they're like, "You don't need these armrests."
I urge everyone to go look up Jim Jeffries' stand up about riding an airplane and how we live in a society. And the rule is, Aisle gets an armrest and a bit of extra leg. Window gets an armrest and a wall, and the center gets 2 armrests. We live in a society. We're not animals. And that's how it works. And if you break that, if you're in the center and someone is taking your armrest, you have a right to that fucking armrest, and you should exercise that right.
Yeah, but how do you actually do that on a
You
plane?
push their fucking arm off that armrest.
I mean, right,
I
but
feel
then
like
that escalates.
you are
and you're already up in the sky.
You are a staunch supporter of this.
Absolutely. Now,
You believe passionately about this.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've ever had center seat, to be honest.
I'd like to
But
see
if I
you
did,
get,
I would claim that shit.
I'd like to
sorry,
see
bro.
you get in a little armrest scrap
Tiff.
with just some random stranger,
That'd be fun.
and see if the air marshal don't get a hold of you.
The air marshal will agree with me on this situation. Like, oh man, he's got the center seat. Y'all need to give up some armrests.
Yeah. But really, the ascent was the only thing, and I made it a point to look out the window a few times as we were going up, even though I didn't like it for very long. I'd look up and be like, wow, we sure are getting high. All right, that's enough of that. I'm just gonna put my head back here for a second and imagine that I'm somewhere else.
Is the wing supposed to be that flexible?
Is that guy supposed to be out there?
It's shaking a whole bunch. There's
He's just pulling fistfuls
someone
of
on the wing.
wires. Just fistfuls of wires.
Yeah, we had the wing both times. Both times had the wing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they were small planes, so it's mostly wing.
You weren't like 747 in it, or like
No.
No.
Really?
The first one was a small jump jet.
Tiny.
Just,
what?
two aisle or 2 seats on the left side, 2 seats on the right side.
Oh.
Goes back about maybe 30, 40 seats. Pretty, intense jump jet, small, older plane.
I assume this was not a direct flight.
it was.
It was.
It was really.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
It was not a direct flight going there because we had to go around a storm. So we actually veered all the way down to New Orleans, crest the Gulf of Mexico, and then came back up to
But still on
Colorado.
the same flight.
It took 4
Yeah.
hours and 10 minutes to get there. It took 2.5 hours back.
Huh.
It was the wildest thing.
Like,
but we
because
did have
of the time change, or because you had to divert a storm.
because we had to divert a
Okay.
storm.
And also because of tailwinds,
Yeah.
the winds come across the Rockies and blow this way. So
I mean, and also the time change going there benefited us. We gained 2 hours, so we left at 8 o'clock, and it's supposed to be a 3.5 hour flight, and it being a 4 hour flight. So we got there at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
because we gained those 2 hours in the flight.
flew United, and no one got drug off.
No,
Not one.
really?
I was disappointed.
not even a busted lip.
Yeah, I had certain expectations. I mean, that's why we went United.
Yeah.
Because
Nobody was even banding about a nightstick.
I mean,
There was no guy
I-
standing in the front intimidatingly slapping his hand with a nightstick. It was
I
very
did get
disappointing.
bumped a lot in the aisle, but not enough to make me really feel like it was purposeful abuse.
Yeah, but he had it coming anyway.
Did y'all hear about the rabbit that died? Do you know what I'm talking about? Any idea?
No,
There was.
I mean it happens on a daily basis.
This was the world record largest rabbit in the world. Was flying on United from I can't remember where to where, but I believe it was flying over the Atlantic, and when it went to the vet a day before, actually I think hours before, and then when they landed, it was dead. And this was world record biggest rabbit in the world.
I mean, did they have it in the underbelly of the plane? I'm guessing where the
Probably
luggage and stuff is.
wherever they keep pets.
I mean,
But
it's supposed to be.
apparently it's flown before. It's never had an issue with flying. It was perfectly healthy according to the vet just before the flight.
I mean, perfectly healthy. Besides being the fattest rabbit on Earth.
Not fattest, largest. It wasn't just it's a fat rabbit. It was body size was this long. It was an enormous rabbit.
Yeah, but rabbit gigantism probably puts a lot of strain on the body.
I don't know.
Andre the Giant, he didn't make it very long, and they used to fly him in the belly of 747s everywhere.
Speaking of rabbits, we actually got to have some rabbit while we were out in Colorado.
Really?
We had a rabbit sausage rattlesnake stew.
Really?
Kind of a gumbo, like a spicy sort of gumbo.
Yeah.
It was.
That's two things I've never eaten: rattlesnake or
Delicious.
rabbit.
That's why we went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah,
I
the,
was
the
not
shrimp and
disappointed.
crawfish etouffee was actually better, but I went with the rattlesnake and rabbit just because
Yeah.
when am I going to eat rattlesnake and rabbit again?
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's pretty cool.
And it was like predator and prey in the same bowl. Like
you think one killed the other? And
yeah,
then
that's actually how I imagined it. Is they found the rabbit in the snake's mouth, like all clawed up, and the
Yeah.
rabbit was poisoned, and they were
it was
just
like
like
a murder-suicide.
throw it in a
Yep.
bowl, put some rice in there, some spices.
Now, did it taste like chicken? Did either of them taste like chicken or anything?
The rattlesnake did in fact taste like chicken.
Mhm.
It had more tenacity. The muscles are stronger in a snake, so more dense
I mean,
to
that's
weave.
what a snake is, pretty much. It's one big ass muscle.
Right. A little more, I would say, a little more oil in the meat
Mm-hmm.
than with chicken.
Okay.
But as far as flavor,
Kind of like duck.
yeah.
It's like a kind of a greasy, oily.
Yeah,
See, now
just-
I've never had duck.
I don't like it.
But as far as flavor, very, very like a gamey chicken. Like I would
Okay.
imagine what chicken would taste like if it weren't born
free
and
range.
raised in a cube.
Yeah. Okay. What about the? Could you tell the snake from the rabbit in the?
I could,
Yeah.
because the sausage was a ground.
Oh,
the
okay.
rabbit
Yeah,
was
you
a
said it was
sausage,
sausage, yeah.
and so the snake was actually like chunk.
Okay.
But it was very tasty. It surprised me.
Yeah. It was 100% vegan, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're into like meat,
You just
Yeah.
eat things that only eat things that only eat vegetables.
Right. That's how that works.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you flew out there.
Yep.
You had your flight. Landed fine.
Yep.
And then what'd you do?
Well, first things first, we
Weed.
Okay.
weed.
I imagine that was going to be the case.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
kind of late when we got there,
Uh-huh.
so you can't just like get off the plane and be like, "Let's go rip up the town." Like, plus it was also pretty cold when we landed
Yeah.
because of the snow that was
And we
coming.
were also
Right.
tired.
It was Tuesday night that you got
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Okay.
Wednesday
That's
night.
right. Yeah.
And we got there like, "What do you want to do?" Like, "All right, well, show us what Colorado has to offer." And so we went to a place called the Green Solution, which wound up being our favorite dispensary.
Okay.
Very professional, very clean.
Mm-hmm.
And the quality of the product was above par to all the other places that we went to. Like, their people seemed more friendly, more knowledgeable. It wasn't a really big place, so you didn't get like overwhelmed or feel like you were slowing down the bud tenders, and that's
Yeah.
what they call them, bud tenders,
Yep.
not bartenders.
Okay.
And everybody that comes in to shop, you get a specific helper, a bud tender, to shop, and like they guide you through
Mhm.
what everything is, and
Is it each individual person get like? Did you each get one, or
No,
was
we
it like
went-
by
It
the
was like a
group
whole
kinda thing?
party. Like
Okay.
we
this is the
shopped as
party.
a group.
Got it.
But any group that came in, or any individual that came in, they got tagged up with a salesperson
Right.
who would then go around and like, would you like to smell the head on this? Would you like to look at the color and the light here?
Yeah.
This has this kind of oils and this kind of,
very
acids and stuff in
very
it.
detailed information, detailed descriptions. Like it really went all out on displaying the various products,
Okay.
and the salesmanship was top notch.
Cool.
Now, as far as dispensaries, we went to 3. That one was our first one, and we wound up trying others and then coming back to it and sticking with
Got
it. But the one of them was just a little ma and pop shop.
Yeah.
It was like we had to go upstairs, and there was like a guy in a closet who checked our IDs, and then we like walked through a bathroom into like another little tiny room, and there was some people in there like on their iPhones, like just waiting for a customer
Right.
to show up. We showed up without any anticipation of buying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we felt guilty as crap, right? Because we're the only ones in there. And they're like, "Oh, customers, yes,
Yeah.
we're not going to go under." And we're like, looks great, guys. Keep up the good work. And we leave. And then there was another one that was like a Walmart of marijuana. They were like a superstore.
Right.
And they probably had 60 or 70 different strains, like in jars, just everywhere.
Yeah.
and legitimately the quality of the product was lacking. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, they had all kinds of names, but when you're in an environment like that, like, why do you don't want to go for the subpar stuff, like when it's so readily available. So, we tried that one time and found seeds in it, like in something that's not supposed to have seeds. When
Right.
seeds develop, it decreases the potency of the plant a lot of times. And so we didn't go back to the Walmart
Nope.
of
Okay.
weed stores. But yeah, Green
So
Solution.
that's why it was Walmart. They have a lot of stuff, and it's not the best quality.
Right, yeah, it's all from Indonesia. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how would you say the prices are there compared to, say, here?
I would say that for like their bottom of the line, which is basically our kind of upper echelon black market product, that they are a little bit higher on the gram. But once you get into like the ounce purchase, you're actually saving money there. You can get an ounce of the finest for probably $100 to $150 less, like about 50% off what you would pay here in the black market. So it's a considerably good deal when you're buying in bulk out there.
And are the prices pretty much consistent from dispensary to dispensary, more or less?
The prices were pretty much consistent with the class of the store and the grade of the marijuana. Like there were a lot of places that had cheaper grams, but they had dried out product, or it just wasn't.
I think a lot of the places just get associated with certain grow operations, and just basically their whole inventory is based on this grow operation's ability to produce.
Like we have these 3 growers, and if they produce a little bit less quality on this batch, well, we're
That's
still
what
in
we're
bed
selling.
with them.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they even have contracts. Since it's legal, you could certainly get into contracts.
Absolutely.
with
Well,
people
I'm
for-
assuming that's why the one store, the Green Solution, was always so much higher quality, as I think they owned their own grow operation or something like that. They were they produced everything in the store themselves.
Yeah, all of their edibles and all of their wax and everything, like their plants weren't their own, but everything else that they sold was from their own brand, like their own operation.
Yeah. And this, now, I don't know if we mentioned, this was in Denver, correct?
Right.
Denver, yeah.
Okay. And it's called the Green Solution. You want to plug Green Solution, right?
Why not?
Sure, yeah. Green Solution, if you're watching, TalkyBox, we enjoyed your shit. It's great. Go there. If you're in Denver, hey, tell them TalkyBox sent you.
Not a sponsor. Maybe they could be.
Not
Maybe.
a sponsor, but, hey,
Options, the door's open.
the phone lines, you know
Yeah.
what the phone
I'm not
lines.
much for smoking, but I'll take that money whenever we can get it.
Right? I mean, they are growing. There were skyscrapers and cranes just being developed overnight. Like we were just watching buildings being erected in the downtown district. Probably just from our friend's window, we could look out and see like 13 cranes in the city.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did. We counted them at 13 cranes.
And that was just from our vantage point.
Yeah.
Like not the actual number of. So the city is growing.
Yeah.
That's bringing a lot of money in.
Yeah.
A lot of money all over the state, not just in Denver. So consider it, rest of the world.
So what else y'all do?
After that, we went to bed, right? And
Yeah.
then we got
Yes,
up.
we
We
did.
did the aquarium,
Yep.
right?
The
And that was
aquarium?
we walked. No, did we walk first or did we aquarium first?
We walked first.
Yes.
We walked by the aquarium, but we decided to take a little meandering around the city.
We wanted to just, see what was around us within walking distance, and it wound up becoming like an 8-9 mile adventure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
we passed a bunch of areas, got lost in some parklands, followed a river for like 2 miles. There's a lot of places to walk. It's very bicycle pedestrian oriented out there.
Are we all in the city of Denver?
In the
Like,
city.
And so there's some park.
Yeah,
Like,
we
lot of
were
green space.
the apartment building we were staying at is right next to Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium. It's right there
Okay.
at the football stadium. So
Where the Broncos play.
yes,
Yeah.
so it was you're deep. You are in the city.
Right.
And we could get to like the local hot spots from walking and stuff like that. But we ended up walking for like 4 hours, and then we got tired and lost, and we're just like, let's call an Uber and get back to the apartment.
Right.
So that was pretty much how we spent that whole day, was just getting lost in the city, just seeing the sights. We found a skate park. We, just basically like we'd come up to a junction and be like, you want to go left or right? We'd just pick a direction and we'd walk for like a mile, and we'd come up to another. We found Union Station. We got caught out on the train tracks and had to like figure out how to get back around and stuff, because there were a lot of just roads that just dead ended to the train tracks.
Yeah.
And when you're walking, it's not nearly as convenient.
No, it's very easy to disorient yourself.
Yeah.
And we did that a few times.
Yeah. Got some good photos, good cityscape photos, and the bottom was still dropping out. Like that whole day, the wind was picking up more and more, and it was getting colder. Once it got night, like you could tell, like it was going to start getting really cold.
Yeah.
Let's get those pictures
Jason,
up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Put those up there.
I mean, I'm not sure if you can tell this, but Jason is very sensitive to cold. He's got like a negative 3% body fat.
Right.
So
He has
cold.
someone else's. He needs someone else's body fat.
Yeah, I have to stand in small clusters of people to have body fat.
It's the only way it works. He's actually just slowly sucking body fat away.
Yeah.
But you couldn't keep him warm. Poor guy.
Mm-mm.
Just could not keep him warm. And then when it actually got cold, when it actually started snowing,
It was beautiful,
Oh, it was
but
gorgeous.
snow
It was
comes
cold.
with a price.
Yeah.
yep.
Now, had y'all checked the weather before you went, like to see what the weather's going to be like, or
We had received a very brief warning
so? No.
that there could be snow.
Chance for snow on Saturday was
Uh-huh.
our brief warning. Like there's a chance it might snow on Saturday. I'd say Friday at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was dumping on us, and it didn't stop.
Chance of snow on Saturday turned into 2 full days of blanketed snow.
Gotcha.
And then a third day with no snow, but plenty still on the ground.
Right.
So the day after our big walk, we decided to walk again to the aquarium that we had passed, because it wasn't very far, like maybe a half mile.
Yeah, it was close.
We walked up there, and it had just started to sprinkle. And I remember looking back and saying, like, I just got hit in the face with a piece of ice. Like, that's more than sprinkling. We went into the aquarium, and look at all the beautiful fish and turtles, and apparently they have tigers.
I didn't see
aquarium,
it. I didn't
right?
see it.
That was right. It was laughable, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't even there. They've got this whole huge area for tigers. And
Like
they're
stuffed animal tigers in the gift shop.
Right.
We got tigers.
But then they didn't have any tigers.
I
but
didn't see
not
any
a tiger nowhere to be seen.
Huh.
Nary a tiger in sight.
And there's tons of people all standing around this area like
Looking for the tigers that
where's
aren't there.
Where's the tigers? Like, it's a fucking trick.
It's a trick.
Yeah, this is an aquarium. They
Yeah.
got you.
Simba is napping right now. He'll be back a little bit later this afternoon. In the meantime, please enjoy this smooth jazz.
That's sort of like I went and visited a friend in Alabama middle of last year, and the University of Alabama in Huntsville, I think is where I was. Somewhere, I don't know.
Sure.
It was one of the University of Alabama. Their mascot is a lion. So they have 2 actual fucking lions. A male and a female, Luna and Leo? Leo and maybe Luna. I don't know. Point is, they are the only mascot lions that exist.
I want to punch
Like
somebody
real
that names a
actual lions.
lion Leo.
Yeah. He's
That's-
apparently like Leo the Third.
Yeah, he's apparently unoriginal
Una.
the fourth.
Was it Una? I don't know.
As long as
Oh,
it's not,
University of Northern Alabama. Yeah, her name was Una. Una and Leo.
see, I'm okay with that. Take the acronym from the school,
Yeah.
turn it into a name.
Like Uga.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
But Leo, I just want to slug a dude.
Right.
We got a lion for a mascot. What should we name him? How about Leo? Boom.
Yep.
Just crack his jaw, lay him out. Like, definitely not Leo.
Definitely not doing
How about
Leo.
Stan?
We'll do Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson.
Liam, I would be okay with Liam. Right?
I mean, it could have gone with like Simba, Mufasa, Scar.
Yeah, I mean, don't Disney it out either.
What was
but-
the name of the Jesus lion?
Aslan
Yep, that's the one.
from
Lion,
Chronicles
Witch,
of
and the
Narnia.
Yeah.
He's the lion from The Witch and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, he's not the witch or the wardrobe.
Jesus lion.
Oh man! So we came out of the aquarium, and
Other than not having tigers, how was the aquarium?
It was good. It was small.
it
Yeah.
paled in comparison to ours, though.
Okay.
Our Home Depot aquarium is tits. the Atlanta aquarium is top notch.
Yeah.
Chattanooga used to be tits, and then all the people from Atlanta got together with Home Depot, which is from Atlanta, and we were like, "Not anymore, Chattanooga. Your town smells funny." And boom, we built
made a better aquarium.
We made a bigger, better, badder aquarium.
I believe ours is the biggest. If
It was when it was built. I don't know if you know.
I do want to say it is still the largest aquarium in at least the country.
I want to say the Continental for sure, and like Alaska's got money for aquariums. No, they're just like look outside. It's Alaska,
Like,
so
aquarium.
probably the biggest in the United States, unless Hawaii's got us. They got some of that tourist money, and they could just like go grab something and throw it in a tank and be like, "Ta-da!"
Aquarium.
I want to say the Georgia aquarium is the largest.
Probably.
Yeah.
I believe it was for sure when it was built, but you know how competitive
I
people
do
are.
know one thing about the Georgia Aquarium. That there's the one room you go into. It's got the huge viewing window, right? Well, the same company that made that viewing window also made the one for this aquarium in Japan, but they're a Japanese company, and so they made the one in Japan 3 inches larger, just so that they could say that they have the biggest one, the biggest viewing window. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what you get for outsourcing. You know, there's a lot of pride in money. A lot of people with money have pride.
Yep,
I think.
that's how that
But-
works.
I'm a little disappointed to hear about. I mean, it makes sense that Denver's aquarium wouldn't be that great because it's in the middle of the country.
Right? Like, you got to ship everything.
Yeah.
Except, like, rattlesnakes. They had rattlesnakes. They probably just went outside and got those. But
Why do they have these land animals in the aquarium?
why not, right?
Oh my god, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I guess they were giving us a hint about the zoo sucking or something.
I
I don't know. We didn't go to the zoo.
I
Could've
mean, I
been
guess
the best
terrarium. It should just be aquarium/terrarium, but maybe nobody wants to pay for the signage.
Tour aquarium.
Yeah. Terror aquarium? Terror aquarium. And, you know, that would sell tickets.
That's a bad sci-fi original movie.
Terrarium.
Right? Featuring Sharknado 9. So
They only have 4 of those, mind you.
Right. Well, by
That's
the time,
how long it's going to take him to get it produced.
Yeah, exactly. By the time this gets
Yeah.
around, we'll be on 9.
I've seen 3.5 of those movies.
Oh my God, Dave.
Wow.
They're so. Oh, they're awesomely bad.
Oh.
Is the best way to describe them.
Are they trying to be bad,
The
or are
first
they
one.
trying to be good?
The first one was trying to be good, and from then on, they're like, you know why you're here.
Right.
You know what you came for, and we're gonna give you exactly that.
All right.
And they do.
As long as they own up to it.
Yeah. Deliver on the promises you make.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have Ian Ziering from 90210 and Tara Reid being terrible.
Yeah.
So she wasn't always though. She wasn't always terrible.
I liked her in Van Wilder.
Yeah, she was great in Van Wilder,
Mm-hmm.
but then she just got awful.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe
Sorry,
she,
Tara Reid.
Maybe she invested properly, and she was like, "I'll do what I want."
Yeah.
Just go out with a bang. Or several.
Back in her Van Wilder and Josie and the Pussycat days, like she was top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started hitting those hard drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh well.
Rocks.
What am I hearing?
That's him squirmy worming with the
Stop
cords.
Dave.
Just be easy, man.
So we step
cool,
out of the
bro.
aquarium,
Yeah.
and it's snowing. Like,
Right.
It went from, I got hit with a piece of ice in my face, to like pure coming down.
Snow on the ground.
Snow on the ground, snow
And
in the air.
In your
Snow
face.
everywhere.
Yeah, raise them like you just don't care. And so we take an Uber back to the place because we don't want to walk through the snow soon. And then
The blizzard?
no, I'm pretty sure that's not a word.
Oh,
That's a company that made World of Warcraft.
that's true.
All
Yep.
right.
It's a
So we go
delicious
back.
treat.
That was our thing for that day. Then we basically just were like, "Oh my God, it's snowing!" And then the next day we were like, "Oh my God, it's still snowing." We went to the museum on that day, right?
On that day, yes.
And I think it stopped snowing while we were at the museum.
What was that?
Which we got
museum?
kicked out of. We got
Yeah,
kicked
we
out of
got-
the
'cause
museum.
They close at 5 p.m.
What?
All right, if you go to Denver and you want to see some cool-ass history and natural science, it's a great museum. However, these motherfuckers close at 5 p.m. So get there early, because if you're a late bloomer, you ain't seeing all right, you're going to go in there and be like, oh, these are awesome rocks. 5 o'clock, huh? Get the fuck out, huh? Oh, but they got 2 more floors of explorers. Like, no? All right, hit the pavement.
Yeah.
So we did. We got booted out. I mean,
And it was a Friday, you said?
it was a Saturday.
It was Saturday?
We went on a Saturday.
It was a weekend,
it
and they're
was a
still
Saturday.
closing early.
Yep.
Damn.
Like kids.
9 to 5. Here you go. That's it.
And you could tell, like, it was too early because, I mean, they got security people going around and, like, clearing everybody out. It wasn't like, this is a normal kind of time. Like, people have already.
Business has
Yeah.
dropped off. It's
Yeah.
time to head up.
No, like, the place is still packed. And they're like,
Right.
it's 5 o'clock, just like it was yesterday when we kicked you bastards out. Like,
Was this posted somewhere? Like, was it? Or were they?
it's posted, but it doesn't mean it's right.
Right. That's weird. Like,
Well established. 5 o'clock is the out time.
oh, wow.
We got kicked out of 2 places. Shut them down.
Yeah.
Because the next day, we went hiking.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't really get kicked out so much as lucked out and didn't
Yeah, we
take a
get-
ticket.
Yeah. Could have been a lot worse. We start climbing the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
We pick a relatively long trail, 3.1 miles, so it was going to be like 6 miles, 6.5 miles round trip for
Right.
us. And we're trekking and we're trekking and we're trekking, and there's a lot of snow and ice and mud,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still relatively warm, so we're just trekking away.
Yeah, after it stopped snowing, within 24 hours, it went from like 30 degrees to 75 degrees.
Wow.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of snow because we're up there in the elevation. We make it all the way to the top. We take some pictures. We, make some snow sculptures, do some fun stuff. And then we start heading back down the mountain. And we knew that the place closed at 7.
Yeah.
And we're walking down from the mountain at like 5:45.
And hopefully we'll send some of these pictures to one of our sites so that you can actually see what we saw. You
Right.
know.
We'll throw it up on Instagram, Facebook stuff.
Oh, yeah. But it took us about 2 hours to get to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a meander. Every time you see a beautiful vista, you want to stop and be like, oh, that's breathtaking. Click,
Right.
click, click. So, it wasn't a labored pace.
Hiking isn't something that you're supposed to be rushed while you're doing. Like, it's.
No. But we were definitely rushed on the way down
Uh,
because we realized we had an hour and 15 minutes to cover about 2 hours worth of ground.
yeah.
But there's also snow and slush and ice and mud everywhere.
Right. So
Well,
it's a little
So we
dangerous.
have to be a little more careful.
Yeah.
So it's me, Jason, and Brad, and we are all like 100 yards away from each other, just coming down this mountain as quickly as we can, but also trying to be safe about it.
I run like 100 yards and then I'll stop and I'll like make sure that they're still standing, and then
Yeah.
I'd run 100 yards and stop and like, all right, they're still up.
Asshole with his long ass legs. But as we're coming down, we feel like we're about on the end stretch. Jason's like, we've got 5 minutes to cover a half a mile. And I'm like, we can do that. We can do that. We didn't do
No.
that. No, we didn't make it. We kept hearing a whoop, whoop, siren going off. The park is now closed.
And I actually heard the siren when we first started our descent. So at about probably 6:15, because the park closed at 7.
Yeah.
So at about 6:15, they started like
Let people know. Like,
throwing this siren, so everybody in the park could kind of hear like, oh, it's the park closing
Yeah.
siren. And then as you get closer and closer to it, and it's past 7, they start to become a little more threatening. Like, hey, if you are in the park, you can hear this, and I'm going to write you a ticket, I swear to fucking God. Like,
The park is now closed. If this is your car, I can't wait to meet you.
like you're the only car in the parking lot. You know who I'm talking to out there in the woods. So we
I'm
book
talking
it.
to you.
Yeah, we book it, and he sees us come off the trail, and then he drives down and parks beside our car, which is still like another 200, 300 yards.
Right.
So like he sees us come off the trail and then just like,
Which is like 7:02.
Yeah.
7:04 maybe walking off this trail.
So like another 10 minutes or whatever to get down to where he actually wants to meet us, and I ran forward so I could try and jaw him into submission. And he was like, it's past 7. Like, yes sir, I really appreciate you waiting for us. And he's like, are y'all from out of town? Like, oh yeah, we're tourists. We've never been here. We've never been to the mountain. We're very all over the internet. So, if you do something horrible, we will give you a bad review. 3 stars on Yelp for you, mister. And
he responded to that real quickly.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? You guys are new. You guys are out of town. I don't want a bad reputation. It's only been 15 minutes. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But the next time you come back, if it's 7:02, I swear to God,
Jesus.
I'm writing a ticket.
I've never heard of someone getting rented a ticket because they were still in a park.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. In the park after close. I don't know if it's like a trespassing ticket or what, but
I think it would probably be trespassing.
he
You think
didn't get
they would put out a warrant if you didn't pay that shit?
a bench warrant?
Like
Yeah.
you think you would get like extradited back to Colorado?
I don't know about extradition. It would probably just be a mark on your record. If you ever actually just wound up going back to Colorado and a patrolman pulled you over, they'd be like, hey, did you know you had a bench warrant sworn out for your arrest 4 years ago? If you would just get out of your car, please, we'll go and settle this.
They're like, oh no, that would be
If
terrible.
I settle this, do you mean take me to jail?
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
All right.
You nailed it. Why did you come back here? I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot I'd done that.
I forgot I did that horrible bad thing.
I forgot I was still at the park at
Yeah.
7:02.
I forgot that I was 2 minutes late leaving your state park 4 years ago. Let's go to jail.
Perfect.
What are you in for? I killed a guy. What are you in for? I was at the park.
Yep. Hiked up to the top of a mountain. A little late coming down. Like, all right, this guy's a badass. Stay
Yeah.
away from him. He hikes mountains.
Because Tony, the security guard, didn't get home until 7:34 instead of 7:30. So I'm an asshole.
Well, it is his job.
Yeah.
And I can't hate somebody for doing their job.
Nah.
And
I mean,
that was,
get it.
can.
I mean, I can do a lot of
You
things,
can.
but I'm not gonna.
I get him doing his job. I don't get that you can get a ticket for being 2 minutes late getting out of the park when you've been hiking on a mountain. And maybe you're not the best hiker and it takes you a little bit more time.
Maybe you're dead on top of
Maybe.
the mountain. Do you still
Maybe.
get a ticket?
Maybe
Maybe
they
you
should have
broke
a
your
zip
leg
line.
and then you finally get back to your car. You're like, seriously?
Right? Like, I should be happy I'm alive and down $200.
They just need to have like a zip line set up so you can securely strap yourself in and
That would be
zip
fantastic.
line down.
I would climb so many more mountains if I could zip line back down them.
I think I would too. I think everybody actually would.
Right?
Yeah.
But there'd be a lot more zip line deaths.
Yep.
Yep.
Because
Like,
people
they'd have
would not
to
be
strap
able to.
you in and stuff. Like, there's got to be somebody working up there at the top to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So after the hike, which was glorious, a lot of complaints from the back section. The friend we went to go and visit, he's not quite a mountain climber.
Right.
He's real stubborn though. So he did go all the way up to the top,
He went
all
all
the
the
way
way.
back down.
I get it.
He was not going to give up, especially around me when I'm just jumping around all jackrabbit, billy goat, nimbly bimbly, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. And like, no, he's not going to eat
Right.
that dick. So he made it up to the top. We smoked a fatty and ran our way back down
Right.
and did not get a ticket. And it was awesome. We got to leave, slept real hard.
Hard.
Yeah. Woke up and then we just had the half a day
No.
to kind of get our stuff together and make the plane, which was a whole nother adventure in itself. Justin will tell you all about it.
Oh yeah, we almost missed our flight.
Really?
We almost missed our flight back.
What?
Yeah.
You know, every buddy comedy, right? They when they're in the airport, they're about to miss their flight, and then they barely make it. Well, maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Justin.
We made it.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. We got ourselves caught up in delays as we were preparing to leave and head to the airport. Like, okay, take about a half an hour to get to the airport. We probably want to be there about an hour and a half early.
Right.
All right, cool. So we know we're leaving at this time. But it turned into more like 10, 15 minutes after that time.
Because we were watching Rick and Morty.
Great show. We'll get back to that.
We'll talk
Great
about
show.
that in a second.
But we leave a little bit late.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't take 30 minutes to get to the airport. It takes about 45.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get all of our stuff. We're ready. We're walking through the airport. We look at our tickets, and boarding starts at 5:10, ends at 5:30.
And what time?
We
is it?
arrive at the airport at 5:12. So we rush through security
Yep.
as quickly as we can.
Which is relatively quick.
And, I mean, all things considered, it was relatively quick.
Both security through Atlanta and security through Denver were not that bad, you know.
I mean, it took us 12 minutes to get through security. Once we had gotten through security, I look at my watch and it is 5:24. We have 6 minutes to get to our terminal, and then we come up to the trains that say, take this train to A gate, this train to B gate, this train to C gate. And I look at our tickets and we're B gate.
And one of the trains is not functioning. So they're just using a single train to run the entire airport, and you can't walk.
Next train in
really?
2
You
minutes.
have to ride this
Yeah.
train.
Oh.
Next train doesn't arrive for 2 minutes.
Right.
And I just look at Jason like, well, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yep.
we're fucked.
Yeah,
We're gonna go to the gate to see this through, but yeah, we're fucked.
I could
Go to the gate and
see
see that plane leave.
I could see the wash in Justin's face as he looked and he saw how long it was for the train, and he looked at his watch, and that moment where he was like, "We'll never make it." Like, that happened before we even got on the train. He was
Yeah.
like, "We're never gonna make it."
Yep.
And then
Well, we got on the train after 2 minutes of waiting for it. We get
To excruciatingly long
excruciating
minutes.
minutes. We stop at A gate, which takes us about, it feels like 6 minutes, but it was probably like 2
Yeah.
to get to A gate. Let some more people on. We move, we get to B gate. I look at our ticket, we're B17. Walk out of the train, first gate that I see, B35.
Oh. Yep.
So then the moment I see that is when like it really clicks, like, we're done.
we have a mile of terminal to run.
We have to run down a mile of terminal and hope that maybe we can get there and only be 6 or 7 minutes late to boarding closing. We run.
and we did pretty good. 'Cause
Pretty
they
good
got
time.
They got those moving
Sidewalks.
Yeah.
sidewalks. Justin got caught behind an old man with a bunch of baggage.
He was a
pretty
pilot.
funny because I saw the path that he chose, and I was like, "You're gonna catch that old guy." And I ran to the other one and booked past him. And I turned and looked, and Justin's got this crazed look on his face, like, "How do I get around this man?"
It's too late now.
And the guy wasn't moving, was he? He was standing on that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we roll up. We finally get to our gate B17, just in time to see the door close with nobody at the desk,
Oh.
and we're just defeated.
Yeah, and
Defeated.
yeah, Justin was like,
I was
This-
inches away.
this is the end. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom and like kill a midget and like bury him in the garbage just to get all of this frustration out and
Yeah.
not get arrested
Oh,
right now.
I was inches away from being like really mad,
Yeah.
like really mad.
And then the attendant popped back out of the door.
Oh, it was miraculous. And we're like, well, he had already started walking away. Like
I went to go find another United person and was
Right.
like, "I see the plane. You call them right now," because I just assumed that our guy had like left or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they pop back out and they start asking us questions. Like, yeah, we're supposed to be on the flight. They're like, Jason and Justin were like, yes. Like, well, give us just 1 second. Let me just see. Yeah, I have them two right here. You want me to send them in?
Have him run? Okay.
okay, you guys can go ahead and board. Just board as quickly and safely as possible. Like, oh, all right.
Like, stiff arm that dude. Like, I've got to punch in the code, sir. Like, sorry. Go
Like
ahead.
I'm just waiting at the door. Like he's like, excuse me, really quick. I'm like, oh, this is locked. Oh, all right, cool. Like,
You told us to go quick.
this is quick.
So we're the last ones to board.
Right.
We get a snarky, fun comment from the stewardess.
Yeah, we get the stewardess who's like,
We've been waiting for you.
Oh.
Look at you. Bye-bye. And they leave while we're standing there at the door. Like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But no, we got on the plane. It was a bigger, newer, faster, safer jet than the one that we took there.
Okay.
And we didn't have any storms to go around, so we made it home.
Was it still the
Smooth
2
sailing
and
on
2
calm skies.
seating?
No, this was
No,
bigger one.
this
3 and
is-
3.
Okay.
3 and 3, yep.
All right. Window again, or?
I took the window out of convenience. It should have been Jason's seat.
No. As I said, I was center.
Right.
It was
with
supposed
no
to be his seat, but
yeah.
he came in behind me on the plane.
So you just sat down.
We were already running behind, so it's like the woman got up, and then when there were 2 seats, I'm like, bags up, I'm in. Fuck it.
Actually, it's once he realized that he was going to be the bitch, he was like, "Oh, thank God I got on this sucker first." I don't like the looks of this, but I got this nice comfy wall I can lean against.
Who said it can't be both?
Hmm?
Who said it can't be both?
I did earlier,
No.
I think.
Just now?
I mean, I might have been wrong.
Well, that's plausible.
And you sat there in the middle, just arms in.
Yep. And
Watching-
I'm nervous. Like
watching
I've got
Star
all
Wars.
this nervous energy because like we're in a plane, so I'm starting to tremor, and I know that like I'm shaking the seats, but fortunately it's an airplane, so
Yeah.
nobody can
So
really
that
tell if
happens
it's
anyway, it's
me
whatever.
or if it's the runway or what. So.
Actually, I take it back. I did get a middle seat one time, but it was on a really big plane where it had 2 aisles, and so I was in the middle, so I had a middle seat in the middle of the plane, and I took my armrest. I'm pretty sure.
I bet you felt safe.
I've never felt unsafe in a plane.
No?
Uh,
You're a strange person.
No.
I mean, I don't typically feel unsafe in places. Like we
No?
were talking earlier about MARTA, and like MARTA, for those who don't know, is the rapid transit system in Atlanta. Maybe you live somewhere that has something similar, but it goes, there's north, south, east, and west lines of MARTA. I think there's also a northeast line, but there are parts of it that go through what some may consider unsafe regions of Atlanta. And I had to go through some of those regions when I was going to school, but I'd go in there, like I was telling you guys, like I'd go in there and fall asleep on the train, and I didn't feel
Right.
all that unsafe.
Because
But-
predators look for prey.
Yeah,
Like if you feel comfortable, if you feel relaxed, if you don't put off,
right.
all these symptoms of like, I'm a shaky deer, then, lions will leave you alone. They'll just assume you're another sleeping lion and you probably shouldn't wake them up. Like, just find me a gazelle, something nice and easy to chomp down on. That's usually the way of the world. Like, you make yourself out to be a gazelle and lions are going to hunt you.
Yeah. Yep. But I never saw anything. I never saw anything really messed up go down on MARTA. I saw some really awkward shit go down on MARTA.
I'm imagining.
Like I remember one time I'm on the train and this guy sits next to me. Like this is morning train. Like it's packed. Like if you have a seat, you're lucky. And so this guy ends up sitting next to me, and that's whatever. And then a couple stops later, this girl sits down kind of across from him. And they clearly sort of know each other. Like he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I brought to you see." And it's clear that he's into her, and she just wants to ride her fucking train.
Right.
And
They're just train acquaintances.
Right.
And he's trying to take it up to the next level.
Yup, and that's exactly what he chose this particular day to do. And so like we've gone a few stops. We've been on the train for a while now. I'm minding my own business, looking at the graffiti outside the window, and I hear him go, "So we've been talking to each other for a few weeks now, and just wonder if maybe you want to go out with me sometime." She's like, "Oh no." And then we had more stops to go.
Oh, boy.
Of
He
them
did.
just-
He did not time that well.
of just awkward silence like the rest of the way, and I felt so bad for this kid. Like
How old was he?
he was in his 20s probably.
Damn.
Like early 20s. And so was she. I believe they're both students at Georgia State. I feel like I don't know if they got off the same stop that I did, but probably. In the same area,
That's
but-
something you wait for a parting.
Yeah.
You don't.
Because
Just
it's such a
interject
stereotypical
in.
moment, I would have probably had to have stopped myself from laughing. Like I'm a bad person in that
Yeah.
regard. Like when I see something just play out, like,
Right.
haha, that's like how I would have written it if I were writing some bad sitcom. Like, oh, and he's gonna actually do it.
Yep.
Like he watched a sitcom and was like, that's a great idea, and it panned out exactly the way. I mean,
I wonder if they got off at the same stop, because if they like what I would have done in that scenario, well, I wouldn't have done that. But if they get off at the same stop, like get off together. Eventually, they're going to part. They're probably not in the same classes or whatever. And before you part, just in case it doesn't go your way. Like,
Exactly.
Hey, how about this? No. Okay, cool. I'm never going to ride this train again, or I'm going to get there 10 minutes later and ride the next one.
All right, cool. Well, I guess I'll see you around. Never go near her again.
Yeah.
Never, ever,
Write
ever,
that down.
ever.
I feel
ever,
like in
ever.
that scenario, she wins. Like,
Yep,
if
she
I-
sure
if-
does.
If I said,
I mean-
hey girl, I like your face. I like the things that come out of it sometimes. Like, we should talk and get some coffee.
Mhm.
And she'd be like, Luke Cage coffee? And I'd be like, maybe. and and if she said no, and I started to avoid my normal routine, I'd feel like she had beaten me somehow.
Yeah,
like,
that's you. That's not this scrawny, nervous kid.
So I would go and I would still sit, right across from her and be like, hey, what's up? You still not interested, right? Good for you, because you have no idea what's going on downstairs. Yeah. And eventually she would grow to love me.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Or she'd leave that fucking train. And then I'd be the winner. I'd announce it to everybody.
I
You ain't
win.
riding here no more. That's right. I know y'all been paying attention to my business. It's a train.
Yeah. There's some other weird things that happen to MARTA. There's the dude that sells socks, like just a box of socks, and it's like $4 for $1.
Does he sell them like box of socks? Box of socks.
No, he's got a box. It's full of socks.
Sake,
Hot socks.
sake box.
There was a guy who was selling sticks, and
Shaped sticks or just like, I found these on the ground.
it
Bye.
honestly looked like he took the branches off a sapling. Like just snap, 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 snap. Rubber band. You want to buy some sticks? Like, I do not.
You know what?
Moving on.
Sure.
And that guy sat next to me one day, and he asked, "Hey man, you want to buy these?" I was like, "Nope." He's like, "Cool." And that
You'd
was
be
all right.
surprised how many people say yes.
You want to buy some sticks?
First
Does
time,
a fat baby fart? Yeah.
first time I bundled up sticks. It was a joke. I was trying to Ashton Kutcher somebody, and I walked up to this guy and I was like, "You want to buy these sticks?" And he was like, "Yeah, how much?" And I was like, "White people are actually afraid of me." And so then he just started selling anything he could get his hands on. You just go up to some nervous Nelly and be like, "Hey man, you want to buy this?" And they'll just pull out money and
They
buy
were like,
it.
"Yes, whatever you want." I don't know.
Yes, I'd
What's
like to
the
buy
going rate on
everything.
sticks? I remember there was the guy who, I assume that he was a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because he was holding a Bible and yelling very loudly. But it wasn't in English or possibly a language. But he was wearing a very nice suit.
Right.
It all adds up.
I mean, tongues is potent.
He
You know,
was
like
literally
especially for French kissing
Yeah.
and stuff.
He was literally just walking the aisle, Bible in the air. And it didn't sound, like it literally didn't sound like a language.
Did anybody ever get behind him? Like, yeah,
Nope.
tell it.
And it was the same thing that you would always see on MARTA when something weird is happening, is everybody kind of looks at him, and they go back to looking at nothing.
Yep. They're like, huh.
Like, that happened, we're done with that now.
Yep. I saw that on TV
Now
once.
it's now
I'm
it's
not
back to
nearly
your
as
phone.
surprised.
I feel like the etiquette on MARTA is look at your phone. Like that's the etiquette.
Yeah.
Even if
don't
there's
don't go
nothing on
looking
your
around.
phone.
Just
now maybe it is. Like, back,
just
this
look at your-
this was 10 years ago when I was writing MARTA for school.
Just stare at your
And so it
pager.
was- yeah. This was like, the cool phone was the Motorola Razr, and I didn't have that.
no, but I mean, if somebody was not directly interacting with another human being, They had their headphones in, and they were on their phone.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like the etiquette. Like, don't look at me. I won't look at you. Look at your phone. I'll look at my phone. Leave me alone.
Not me.
Right.
I'm eyeball fucking everybody on that train, up and down. I know what size shoes they have.
You're looking at
on.
it like, what's your story? What's
Yep,
your story?
yep.
What's your story?
Who are you? Where are you from? Where'd you get that tattoo? Why you look so crazy right now? Like,
Is it because I'm talking to you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I apologize.
There's just something about your face. It's boring.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like to
Make
just
people uncomfortable.
make people uncomfortable while I Sherlock Holmes over their entire body.
Just making mental notes. I'm going to use this one day.
Oh, I see.
We're gonna run into it.
I see you work in a concrete factory. Like, all right, dude. you need to back your eyes up off me right now.
But man, you see I'm on my phone.
Right? You see, I'm on the.
I'm
don't
on
look
my
at me.
phone. Where's your phone?
What do you mean you don't have a smartphone?
So
This guy doesn't have a smartphone.
I
You're
don't
respectful.
have a smartphone.
The captain of this train is not going to like that.
So we made it. We made it there. We made it back.
We survived.
It was a grand adventure.
Every step of the way,
Yeah.
we managed to survive.
That's awesome.
It was like Harold and Kumar
Go to Colorado.
chill out in Denver.
Yeah.
They were
Harold and Kumar don't face much adversity at all.
yeah, which will still be better than the Guantanamo Bay one,
Yeah.
I don't even remember that one. I saw it,
Nobody
and the only
does.
thing I remember is the pantsless party.
right? Yep. And we didn't get to ride a rattlesnake or a mountain lion or anything like that, but
Nope.
there were definitely signs.
About mountain lions and snakes.
No. I pictured Denver being like an urban center that wouldn't have a lot of nature around it. I've never been there, so I don't know. But from what you're telling me,
It has like the most like state parks within the city limits of any major metropolitan area in the United States.
Yeah,
I
there's
think.
tons of green space.
There's
I
like
said, it's
over
very
100 parks.
pedestrian, very bicycle driven,
that's weird. Like apparently, Atlanta is the greenest city in America,
and
like, as far as trees and stuff. But
Really?
Yep.
I did not
Now-
know that.
now cars. Now in Atlanta, you're walking around and cars have the right of way. In Atlanta,
I mean, technically, pedestrians always have the right of way.
technically,
But yeah,
pedestrians
Don't walk
have
in
the
the road.
yeah. But in Atlanta, they will clip you and keep going.
yeah.
In Denver, they have this thing instilled where they will actually like stop traffic in rush hour and be like, "Oh no, come on across." And you know, that was confusing to me. I was like, it's a trick. It's gonna be. It's like the rootinest, tootinest, shootinest, the red beard guy from Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yosemite Sam?
Thank you.
Yosemite Sam.
Okay.
Yes. Yosemite Sam, where he's like he lures Bugs Bunny to go across the road and then he hits him or tries to hit him. There was a cartoon like that.
Sure, I believe you.
You just have to believe me. Where Yosemite Sam's driving a big old Cadillac with like bull horns on the front,
Yeah, that sounds like him.
and he's trying to hit Bugs Bunny in his car.
Ah,
Anyway, that's the reference.
that's how you felt. You felt like Bugs Bunny in that situation.
Somebody, I hope, gets it. Anyway, Rick and Morty, guys.
Rick and Morty.
It's been popping.
Oh, yeah.
It's
for
been popping.
over a year now. The first season came out, I think, 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
2013.
Yeah, they got second season going now.
Third
Or
season.
is it
Third.
out? Third season. Okay.
Third.
I like how you chose 2 minutes till the end of the show to talk about
Right,
this.
right. Go ahead and let them know. Like,
Yeah.
we saw it and we
Conquered.
we honor the show. We really just started like watching it there in Denver, and it was one of the reasons why we were almost missed our plane, was because we were watching one more episode,
Yeah.
Just one more.
and time got away
Oh, it was really good.
amongst many other things.
You know, I'm glad that you did watch the episode because otherwise we wouldn't have had that climactic story at the end of your trip.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, I felt like
it would just be like, yeah, we got there on time, got our seats, everything's fine.
yeah.
Nothing happened on the way back. No, we got to add some spice to life. We're going to get some pictures, not of Rick and Morty.
Right.
You can find those online for yourself. But we are going to get some of our pictures and stuff like that pulled together from our trip and get that posted to our Instagram page.
Yep. Which we have now, new Instagram.
Now, in case people don't know, Rick and Morty, same guy.
Same voice.
Same dude.
Same guy. Yep.
Yep.
Sorry to give away the illusion.
Yeah. So,
Comes shattering down around you.
so when he's like, Morty, he's fucking talking to himself. Yep. So if you thought Rick was crazy before, now just imagine that both him and Morty are the same guy.
Talking at the same time.
Now he's fucking crazy, right? Anyway, great show. Check it out.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this week's show.
You know what else is a great show?
And what's up?
TalkyBox.
TalkyBox, great show.
I agree.
Subscribe like a motherfucker.
Well, you want to plug your dispensary one more time? The one that you went to?
Oh,
or I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Green Solution is the name of it.
Green Solution.
If you're going to Denver to get high, we recommend it.
Yep. Check it out. Everybody have a great night. Check out Instagram. Please subscribe to our channel
Do it.
if you haven't already. If you
Do it.
have, tell somebody else to do it.
Do it.
Have a great night.
God bless.
Do it.